What is up, ninjas? My name is Samworld, and I'm pretty sure that 50% of us are running these settings wrong. When you are in your DAW, there's a section for latency, and then there's a buffer size. The misconception with many of us is the more we see, the higher the number, the more high quality it has to be, right? Well, you don't want to think that way because you do want to have these settings optimized for your experience. So when you're recording a very fancy synth riff, or you're recording a vocalist, you don't have to put as much work to get it lined up. However, if you start working on a heavy project, buffer sizes come in clutch as well, as running the wrong settings on it can actually hinder and allow you not to use as many plugins and make your CPU work harder than it needs to. Latency is the amount of time it takes your computer to register and produce a sound. The higher the latency, the longer you're gonna have to wait for a note to register when you press the MIDI key. I once had a pianist over on my studio and he got mad at the latency. He was like, this is off. I wasn't producing for that long at the time, so I was like, what do you mean? This feels normal to me. So in the early stages of your project, when you're writing out the idea, I always recommend people use low buffer sizes. Some of the good ones to use 256, 128, and 64 if your computer can handle it. Switching the buffer size to 128 gives us an overall latency of 5.33 milliseconds, which is very fast. As it lights up, you can see that it instantly plays. That is something crucial if you're writing and trying to jam melodies out. You want to run low buffer sizes as well when you're recording vocals and analog instruments that you may have. Hello. My name is Samworld. It records very fast and you can see I line right on the beat. Now, if I lower my buffer size a bit more to like 64. Hello. My CPU is just taking a beating. This project is to the point of being finished. In this scenario, I'm going to try to run the lowest buffer size I can if I'm trying to add a new synth riff or some effects that I want to record. Now, if I increase the latency, let's assume you're like, well, I use a potato and there's not much I could do. I recorded myself and I think I was on time, but now when we hear this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got it going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got it going. I am so off, so then I have to fix that, right? So what I'm gonna have to do is move this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got it going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as I'm singing, I'm actually singing at the wrong spot because the computer is taking forever to register what's happening on the screen to me. Now, this doesn't seem like such a big deal, but once you start working with analog synthesizers, a lot of the time still a lot more sensitive to this. Like for instance, when it hits the 1, this guy is going to be so far behind, like it's not even going to record when it hits the 1. When you end it, this guy's going to end it too soon. So when you're working on a song and you want to be on time, run low buffer sizes. It's going to make it so that it's low latency and the pianist is going to love you. The problem is that you use more CPU power. Sounds like Atari just found their new sound designer, baby. Now, knowing when to run high buffer sizes is also crucial for any producer out there. And you're going to run high buffer sizes when you're mastering, when you're mixing, when your CPU asks you to. But what I could do is run a high buffer size, but now look at the latency amount. We're at 85.3 from the 5.6 that we had before. Click, click, click. Now imagine you add something like Ozone 9 in this setting. Click, click. So this is why a high buffer size is good for when you're mastering, because you can run more plugins that are more CPU intensive. For instance, here, if I play this, my CPU can handle that and I can throw more ozones if I need to. But please do yourself a favor and understand the concept of buffer sizes. Low buffer sizes are used when you're writing, when you're recording, when you want instant gratification. And long buffer sizes are when you're starting to mix and master and run these heavy CPU intensive plugins and you're done with the writing phase. With that being said, guys, my name is Samworld with Evolution of Sound. If you guys have any requests for videos, put them down in the comments below and I will try to make them for you guys. Other than that, you guys take care and you guys have a great rest of your day and run them buffer sizes right, bro. Come on.
From the left to the right. Like this, like that. Just break it.